what I'm going to talk about is possibly one of the most important chemical reactions for all life on the planet Earth. I'm going to be talking about the interrelationship between photosynthesis and respiration. Animals respire, plants photosynthesize. And this is a chemical reaction. For this experiment, for this demonstration, what we're going to need you to do is get 2 full-sized newspaper sheets or 4 half sheets of newspaper. You'll need scotch tape and you'll need a pair of scissors. I'm going to pause this right now while you go and get your supplies, or you can pause me right now while you go and get those supplies. Okay, so here's the formula I was talking about. We take in sugar, C6H12O6, and we breathe in oxygen, 6 O2s, and for every 6 O2s and 1 molecule of carbon of sugar, we respire and produce 6 carbon dioxides and 6 waters. That's why there's steam on our breath when we exhale on a mirror or on a piece of glass. That direction is respiration. Be assured, there's not a single animal on the planet Earth that manufactures carbon 6H12O6 or sugar and produces oxygen. However, plants take out of the environment and make sugar and wood out of the carbon in the carbon dioxide that we exhale. We water them, or they capture water from the environment. Between the two, they take this combination of 6 carbon dioxides and 6 waters, and in the presence of sunlight and the process of photosynthesis are able to produce the sugars that all the animals run on, and the oxygen. Now sugar is not the only fuel that humans or animals use. They can take the sugar and they can convert it into fats and use those for fuel. However, they do not manufacture the sugar itself that gets converted into fats. So plants only produce the oxygen and the sugar. Now they do at nighttime, in order to grow, they do use the sugar and they do make carbon dioxide and H2O. But for the remainder of it, they actually make, the only critters in the world that make the sugar and the oxygen. And now for the fun part, the experiment. Okay, remember you got your double-sided sheet, and just for our own enjoyment, I got the first sheet I got to be the comics. I like it because of the colors. It may make it actually more authentic as being the example that we're going to make. There's 1, 2, and here's the other one. Three, 4. So I now have 4 sheets of newspaper, and I'm going to start rolling it right here. This one was taught to me by a magician, and first time I saw it, it was done by a guy named Al Robbins. Later, his protege, and learned from him, a wonderful person I got to present with, named Michael Hopkins. I like to think of Mike as a dream chaser. But anyhow, so you start rolling this paper into a tube from the narrow width. You do it lengthwise, right? Okay, so you're rolling it. Okay. Pardon me. No, it's not coronavirus. It's dust. All right, here we go. And I'm rolling it, and I'm rolling it, and I'm rolling it. That's 2. Right before your eyes. Not doing anything magical or unusual or anything like that. Here's number 3. Tucking it inside. See it tucking it inside there like that, just to make sure you can see. All right. Rolling it, rolling it, rolling. You can be doing this with me if you're up to it. I used to see those cooking shows, and sometimes they went so fast I couldn't keep up with them. So, there we go. That was always frustrating. I could never get the stuff out of the refrigerator or out of the cupboards fast enough to keep up with the cooking shows because they already had it laid out ahead of time. All right, so we now have our tube. It's got 4 half sheets of newspaper in it. Make sure I don't undo the work I just did. I just take a little piece of tape, and on one end I do the one piece of tape here to hold it in place. All right, and now we have a circle. Now, because this one was the person who second showed this to me was he worked for at-risk kids, and he taught them mathematics, kids that had difficulty other ways, and he used magic to teach mathematics. So one of the things he did is he always used it as a reminder. So you're looking at a circle. Here's a quick little side one. You take the circle and you put it in front of one eye. You take your hand and put it next to it. And you can look at the person across from you with a hole in your hand. You'll see a hole in your hand, and you'll see the person looking back at you through the hole in the hand. Oh, well. Another little side stupid thing. Okay. So Mike's thing was, that's 360 degrees. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to smash it. And so I've got a flat circle. And so with a flat circle, you've got 180 degrees, and 180 degrees adds up to 360. So we now have a flat circle. A concept that's very valuable throughout science, throughout the universe, is a concept called perpendicular. So I'm going to go perpendicular to the original one. I flatten it, make another flat circle, and I have 180 and 180, which makes a 360, so I have a flat circle. When I let it loose, I now have 90, 90, 90, and 90, so that adds up to 360, so I now have a square circle. Okay, that's just done for fun and review and reminding you of what a flat surface is, and that's all right. We don't have to challenge any philosophical norms. That was just for fun. Okay, and now I'm going to cut along each of those folds. And this is one that I have always loved when I've heard that somebody's kindergarten, first grade, second grade, even preschool has done this thing with their students called sprouting a seed. Sprouting a bean, sprouting peas, whatever it is that's usually it's a legume. These are critters that have 2 sections on them, things like peanuts and peas and beans. They fall into a category of plants called legumes. Dicotyledonous, which means they have 2 structures called cotyledons that have all the nutrients that we need, why we eat peanuts and why we eat beans and why we eat peas, is because those cotyledons are full of all the nutrients necessary in order to be able to enable to grow the baby embryo plant inside. And so when they get ready to sprout and we've moistened them, there are 4 structures that will come out. 4, not just 2. What comes out is the original cotyledons will have been spent for their nutrition, doing respiration, getting the little plant outside, so the 2 cotyledons on either side, and they actually turn green. And then the 2 embryo leaves, they'll come out. And so as they come out, there they are, they're coming out of the dirt, and they are ready for 2 things. There are 3 things. They're ready for sunlight, I've got the sunlight here, and they're ready for carbon dioxide and water. And so if you'll all blow towards the screen, blow at me carbon dioxide and water. In the presence of the sunlight, our little plant will begin to grow. Blow some more. And in the presence of the sunlight, our plant will continue to grow. And if you blow some more, our plant will grow some more. Oh, look at that. You did a whole lot that time. And there's our wonderful new plant that grew because of your breath. Every plant out there has captured carbon from your breath and turned it into wood. What a wonderful thing. It's a miracle. Love you guys. Have fun. Bye.